everybody, here is another video for you guys about something that's near and dear to my heart. I've been told that I have a really big heart and I like to give back whenever I can. Aww. And one of the biggest ways that I like to do that is anytime I've learned something, I'm going to pass that information along to someone else. I'm going to help as much as I can. And I really think that this is going to be one of those things that helps other people, because not everybody has that big brother or sister or particular father figure or whatnot that they can always rely on or always have the time to get around to. So sometimes you just since this is a digital age world anyway, you may be online and looking for something, some inspiration, and here you go. But I'm going to be doing more videos of this particular nature, and as you've probably already read in the title, this particular video is going to be about budgeting, something that I have particularly participated in for a very, very long time. I started budgeting around 17, 18 years old. And that came from my parents always telling me, hey, we want you to have a better life than we did. So we want you to learn the fundamentals of different things. We want you to take life and do the best you can with it. So, and any good parents are going to want that for their kids anyway. So, I mean, it's not necessarily my parents, but they did provide for me a good childhood and a good foundation. So that's the reason why I am who I am today. But on a more serious note though, budgeting is really important to me, as it should be anybody else, because there's nothing worse than feeling broke. Is one of the worst feelings ever, because it keeps you in a corner. It keeps you in a place that also kind of makes you feel helpless, because if you don't have money, you can't do anything you want or need to do, specifically the stuff that you need to do. But even if you have things outside of what you need to do that you want to do, it's like, well, I don't have any money to do that, so I'm gonna have to pass. So you're constantly telling your friends and family, hey, I gotta kind of pass because I don't have the money to do that. Well, here's the key. Budgeting is that key. Once you learn how to budget properly, all that other stuff is going to go away. Because as long as you're doing what you need to do and you're living right and you know all that kind of stuff, you will get what you need. I'm a rather religious person, so I've been very blessed to always find a way to make things happen. God has always placed things where I needed them to be so that I could get what I had to have. So why not pass that blessing along? In any sense. So when you start budgeting your money and thinking, hey, you know what, I need to start thinking about what's more important. Just sporadically, as soon as I get some money, spending it and not having some later, or thinking, okay, well, I have this, this, and this to take care of, so let me go ahead and make sure I take care of these things before I worry about the things I just want to do. And then once you start kind of getting that in your mind, then that's when things happen. The three most important things, the top three things that should be at everybody's budget, especially if you're a Christian. The number one thing is setting aside money to tithe. when I thought about the importance of tithing, it's really important that we make the time for that, because no more than what that little amount is, 10% of what we make, not what we earn, not bring home, 10% of what we earn. So no more than what that is, you should be able to fit that into your budget. And that should be the number one thing you think to do every single time you come into some money. It's not an easy task to do either. So I'm not saying that you're going to get it right at first, but budgeting isn't easy. So the thing about it is, the earlier you start doing these things, the easier it's going to make it. So like I said, in my personal budget and every Christian's budget, tithe should be at the very top. Number one. After you take care of that, the adult responsible thing to do is to pay bills, of course. You know, in regards to billing, of course, you want to kind of spread them out throughout the month. If you get paid once a month, then of course you take care of what needs to be taken care of, pay all your bills, so on and so forth. Only makes sense. But if you're one of those people that get paid a couple times throughout the month, like every 2 weeks or every week, just depending, whatever, then you want to make sure to set aside, like, okay, this particular payday at the beginning of the month is always going to be the one I pay my rent, because rent is usually always due at the beginning of the month. So I'm going to pay my rent and all the household, bills at the beginning of the month. I'll pay the utilities and that kind of thing in the middle of the month, the second payday in the month or whatnot. And then that kind of gives you a little bit more stability there. That way you don't feel pressured to be like, oh, I can't pay this, I got to make some way to pay this bill and still have some money left over. And like I said, there's no more stress than not having money to go all the way around. So that, again, is the main reason why we should always learn to budget. But then once you have tithing and bills out of the way, then you should always make sure to save something. So even if it's nothing but a small portion of your paycheck, you should, if you have the ability, save at least $25, $50 from each paycheck. When you're first starting out, you probably don't get paid too much. But as your pay increases, so should that amount that you save from your paycheck every single month, every single payday. So yeah, you should definitely make sure that you are always thinking of those three fundamental things in my book. They're fundamental. So again, we have tithes, bills, and savings. So once you get those three things taken care of, then if you have any extra money, that's pocket change. Who cares what you do with it? If you wanted to go watch a movie, go watch a movie. If you wanted to go out and eat, go out and eat. If you have a significant other or whatnot that you just wanted to do a little something special for, just for the sake of doing it, because who knows, who cares? You just want to show them that you still care and whatnot. You got the extra money to do it. That's me personally. You don't necessarily have to have the same feeling that I do in that regard specifically, but as long as you're covering the first three, then you're good. And you're probably asking me, what is the purpose of saving if there's going to be some money outside of that I can just spend however I want to? So let's think about anything outside of those three categories as play money. You've already handled all the business. You've taken care of paying your tithes, being responsible and paying your bills, and being resourceful and saving for the future. So now it's time to have fun, kick back, and do those things that you enjoy doing. The hobbies. If you don't already have one, pick one. And if it's okay if you don't necessarily have a hobby that you can do every single time you get paid. In that case, put that money back toward the savings, and then that helps the savings grow that much faster, especially if you're putting it in a savings account, where savings accounts always gain interest, which means they gain money without you even doing anything. And the more money you have in that savings account is going to gain more interest, because that's just how savings accounts work. So again, definitely budget now, budget early, and the earlier you budget, the easier it will be. The easier it becomes, the more you will appreciate what comes from it. The fruits that come from this practice will be more than you ever imagined. But if you liked anything I had to say, feel free to smash that like button. Go down in the comment section, hit me up, let me know what you think. If you're open enough to tell me about something that's happened to you, then that's cool. If you want to add to the narrative and say, hey, I got some more helpful hints in regards to this particular topic, hey, throw them in the comment section. I'm always happy to hear new suggestions and new things about different topics. So definitely throw that in the comment section, and definitely subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell. Subscribing, of course, so that you're part of the movement, and then 2, hit that notification bell so you always get a notification of when I post some new content. So in any sense, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.